This is Dave Rogie. I'm here this evening on behalf of the Lake Chelan Sports Blog, and I'm here with Coach Jamie Richards, the head coach of the boys soccer program here at Chelan High School. Coach, thanks for taking time out for me.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach, soccer is something we haven't spent a lot of time with in the past, but certainly something we're going to start focusing on along with the other spring sports. But so you're kind of a new face, if you will, even though you've been around for a little while. Tell us about Jamie Richards, about how long you've been coaching with Chelan, and kind of your background.
This will be my 6th season here at Chelan. My background goes all the way back to the west side, where I played A-League over there, and Seattle Storm, and came here, and I've been a part of Wenatchee Fire semi-pro program for a while. And this is a soccer-rich community, full of talent.
You know, and you're so right about that, because when you look at the numbers, this is a pretty incredible group. You've got large numbers this year.
Yeah, we're looking at, I think we got right now about 28, still down at the JV level. I've got 16 right now kind of chosen for the varsity level. And we're still just kind of feeling things out.
So you have kind of at least picked some of the guys you anticipate being on the varsity.
Absolutely. I mean, at the high school level, you get 2 weeks to basically kind of create everything all over again. And
okay.
So to me, the sooner you get that foundation going, it's kind of nice to start just kind of filling the puzzle as it goes.
You mentioned 2 weeks, so that means you've got to try to get these guys in shape, ready for soccer shape, because soccer's to watch it looks like a tremendously physical game in the sense that you're running all the time.
Absolutely.
How difficult can that be? I mean, do you have time to set up plays and put in plays and that kind of stuff, or is it just conditioning?
Typically it's a lot of conditioning with a lot of ball touches. Getting their lungs back into shape, because you're going to run 5 miles in a game.
Oh my.
So getting those lungs going, getting the body healthy. Injuries tend to kind of play a role this time of year because your training is just so rapid and it has to grow. So yeah, getting them fit, getting lots of touches on the ball, under fatigue, and you basically don't even get touching set pieces until right at the end of that 2 weeks.
When you start putting pieces together, I have to admit I'm a little bit of a novice. My kids have played some soccer. I've watched a little bit of it, but to be honest, to say I know a lot about it would be far from the truth.
Right.
But as a coach, do you have plays? Do you set things up, or is it more just kind of thinking strategically?
There's a lot of tactics involved. There's different formations. I wouldn't, for say plays, like the American football, but it's you can adjust into formations throughout the field. More attacking minded, a little more compressed, counterattack, sit and hold. I mean, there's just a lot of variables that you can do that way, and yeah, the more the players are exposed to those details, the better the results usually are.
Now, Chelan has had a reasonably successful soccer program over the last several years. I'm sure partly because of your involvement and your experience. What kind of kids? I shouldn't say what kind. The age groups in terms of what you're returning this year. Are you returning a lot of seniors? Are you kind of a mixed bag? What do you got going?
It's a fairly seniors. I have as defenders this year, but something I haven't had in the past is so many attacking-minded players, young. We're looking a couple 9th graders coming in. We're looking 10th and 11th graders. So we still got some youth and longevity in the attack. We will be losing some defenders after this season, very, very key assets. But that's been a big part of our success throughout the last 5 years is our defensive lines.
How did they fare last year when all was said and done? How did their season go?
We finished top 8. We went down in the state quarters. We ended up coming back after a real rough start, real slow. There was a lot of transitions happening, and I don't even think we got our full starting lineup even healthy till halfway through the entire season. But we did come back. We got that league title. We got the district title. Okay. And we went on to be top 8 in the state.
Okay. So. Now this facility that you have out here is relatively new. It's been out here a couple of years now. What kind of a difference can that make for you as a coach when you can put your kids out to working out on a soccer field, in a soccer stadium, if you will.
Right.
What difference does that make?
Oh, it's nice. I mean, their hearts are here. They understand this is kind of where they come to let everything go. You know, half the game is you step foot on the pitch, the whole world disappears, and now you're here. You're here with your friends, your family, your coaches, and you're all here for one common purpose. So yeah, they've kind of claimed it as theirs, and you know, it's nice. And then you can actually get the bigger pitch. You know, got a good sized complex here. So.
Well, what kinds of things are you looking towards this year, Jamie? Anything specific? Are you, obviously everybody has their goals, and you probably haven't even had time to sit down with the guys and really talk goals with them. But I'm sure as a coach, you have thought about some things that you're wanting to see get accomplished this year. What might a couple of those things be?
I want to see the youth. I mean, a lot of it starts, if you look around, you know, we have managers that are 8th graders, so typically a lot of the 8th graders come out that are players. They want to come out, they want to get involved, you know, but we want, these kids take a lot of pride in this game. You know, they love this game, and they love representing their small community, you know, and we all come together, and I'm looking for a crazy attack this year, looking to have some fun up there.
Typically, and I don't want to, I want to say this very gingerly, typically soccer is a game that you see Hispanic young men playing, and of course at the older levels, older kids. This certainly, as you look around and look at the kids, that's not a lot different. We have a large number of Hispanic kids that go to school in Chelan, excellent kids. But I also see quite a few Caucasian kids. I'm not sure, but I think I saw one other young man who maybe was even Asian, or maybe, a mixed kind of situation. Do you see that starting to change? You mentioned about them taking the pride in this facility. Do you see the numbers and the kinds of kids that are coming out changing much?
Yeah, I do and I don't. Baseball is a real big sport here. And it's a great sport at that. So it seems like a lot of the Caucasian kids, they kind of go that route. And we do get the few, but typically it is Hispanic, population, and they're so beautiful with their feet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're really crafty that way, and I can bring in discipline, the Irish side of the game.
There you go.
So it's a good mixture.
My son is adopted, and he's from Guatemala.
All right.
And watching him play in the AAU levels, he's in middle school now, so he doesn't have a lot of options right now, but it was amazing to watch. It was almost like some of what was happening was natural, like it was born into him, you know what I mean? And so it does seem to be something where they seem to have that coordination of foot and eyes and movement, all that as kind of almost a second or a secondary part of their inheritance, if you will. Or do you feel like the guys, all teams have to have a certain kind of chemistry? Do you feel like these guys are tight in that respect? Do you feel like that there are times when maybe everybody's not gelling the way you would like for them to?
Yeah, you run into a lot of that. It seems like when you get a big diverse set of ages, you might have a little more separation than other times. But I also feel like we're working through that, where the seniors just kind of take that role now, and they just bring in the younger, and they kind of help keep them rolling. A lot of these kids grew up playing together. A lot of them are cousins.
Sure. Well, that's true. Yeah.
And chemistry, to me, is half the game.
Absolutely.
If you can match up strengths with strengths, you're kind of in a good situation.
What, speaking of seniors, what kind of leadership do you see from the seniors, and are they meeting your expectation?
It's a different leadership. It's not a very vocal one. It's more by play and appearance and stature on the field. They play like leaders, and they get a little vocal. But Jose Valencia, Livan Barajas, they're both in my center backs, and they've been with me all years, and their senior year, they want it bad. So.
How does that make you feel, seeing these guys now move along? As you say, you've been with them for 4 years, and now it's coming time, and I know that you're hoping probably and wishing them well for their futures, but that's got to be a little bit of a. Is this your first group that you've graduated from start to finish?
No, this will be my second.
Okay.
It'll be my second. And, you know, the other neat part of that is I coach the Wenatchee FC semi-pro team.
Okay.
And so I'm getting a lot of those guys from 6 years ago playing for me again.
Wow.
So it's just kind of a fun cycle.
Sure. Must be nice. I noticed that you have, I call him, we call him Juice, but Julio, is it Julio? I can't
Juarez.
Juarez, excuse me. Thank you. I couldn't remember his last name. That's terrible. Julio, being a young man who played soccer here, played a lot of sports here. Now he's come back and he's coaching with you. That must make you feel good.
That's the full cycle, you know. You kind of hope for that.
Yeah, sure. Well, Coach, obviously we're going to be speaking to you a whole lot more. We wanted to kind of introduce soccer today. We wanted to introduce Jamie Richards because although you've been around, you haven't been visible through our network of communication and media, and now trying with this blog and with working more directly with the school and social media program that they are connected with. You know, we hope to be able to get out and get more of the sports involved. And, of course, one of the key things is getting the kids involved and letting them get on the camera, letting their folks see them, letting their families from a distance see them if they aren't able to be here to watch them play. And certainly we'll be down to take some, time with the games and be able to put that together so people will be able to enjoy their family, their kids on the soccer field. So we want to begin by saying we wish you the best.
Well, thank you.
And we'll look forward to getting to know Jamie Richards better and getting to know the entire Chelan soccer program better.
Right here in the office.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much for your time, and we'll be talking again soon.
Right, thanks much.
Dave Rogie here with Jamie Richards, who is the head coach of the boys Mountain Goat soccer team. Thanks, Jamie.